Hey everyone, my name is Clark Riddle, and today on our broadcast we're going to be looking at a map of the workforce development systems for Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington is located in eastern Washington state, about 45 minutes from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and about 5 hours from Seattle. I've left some interesting facts about Spokane up on the screen, so feel free to pause the video, leave me a comment down in the comments, and I'd be happy to hear if you have questions or want to hear more. Let's take a look at the people that make up the workforce and a little bit more about some concentrations that they have, salaries. It's got a decent sized population of 228,000. The Census Bureau shows that it's predominantly white. It's about as white as a snowstorm up there right now. When I lived there, it had a much more diverse group of people. That median income is not great. Combine that with impressive college graduation rates, and we can definitely see a discontinuity or breakdown between these two numbers. Right here, we can see the safe sitting ranking of 3 is a little scary. That's 3 out of 100. Well, let's take a look at some top earners and then the top employment sections within the workforce. I'm not going to bore you with the whole graph. You can just look it over here. Healthcare practitioners, legal, and management all make pretty decent money here. But we can see the majority of people in Spokane are actually going to be clustered in office and administrative support. When I lived there, I was in sales and related fields, and that's here. And then we have transportation and material moving, so think like truck driving. These are some pretty interesting statistics that we have here in relation to that, like only healthcare workers beat the national average by more than $1. The state of Washington has a broad overview of workforce resources available there, but a lot of those resources are going to redirect to one of the 12 Workforce Development Council regions within the state. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time focusing on that, but instead focus on the Spokane Workforce Development Council's website. So their website contains a lot of useful information, so much so we could spend a whole video just on that. But for simplicity's sake, let's just focus on some key areas. Here in the hamburger menu, we can see how we have a breakdown for our skilled employees. I'll be offering a better in-depth look at these 3 resources we see here. If we're a business, we have resources available, including labor market information and experienced HR support, events, that kind of stuff. I feel like the website is really well done, presents information, but does so in a clear and concise manner. When we click the hamburger button and it opened up for skilled employees, we see that Next Generation Zone Pathway Planning Guide and Career Quest all opened up. The Next Generation Zone focuses on employment opportunities for the ages of 16 to 24, and Career Quest focuses on employment opportunities for pretty much everyone. It's essentially the Indeed or Monster Jobs for the Spokane area. The Pathway Planning Guide is an amazing resource, and we're going to go back to the website and take a better look at that. There's a lot of information the Pathway Planning Guide provides if we're looking to change careers or advance our existing career, and it's done in conjunction with the community colleges of Spokane, which are Spokane Community College and Spokane Falls Community College. We can find a job or career that we're interested in that either needs a degree or advanced training, and then we can click on that job and we can see it, where the program's offered, information about that program. We can also see important employment statistics like whether it's in demand or not, and it'll say the entry level wages and then the average wages, how many people are employed within that sector within Spokane. So while there's some great information and programs available on the workforce development website for Spokane, Washington State still ranks 33rd amongst states for unemployment. Spokane is even higher than Washington's average at 3.8% unemployment. I believe some of these gaps are things that we've covered in Workforce Education, a New Roadmap, where the authors talk about how important college degrees are. All of Chapter 7 covers that. The website that we look at here with Spokane really focuses on short-term goals and band-aid fixes for employments. Eastern Washington University, Gonzaga University, WSU are all within driving distance of Spokane. Gonzaga's in Spokane, and yet I find very little information about pursuing a 4-year degree with one of those schools or prominent placement of those schools. The apprenticeship program link was broken. It actually linked nowhere. And then secondary school vocational, I feel, could use some fleshing out. There could be a lot more information. But overall, I had a real positive impression of the website, and I highly recommend you go check it out. If you have comments about the video or about workforce development, either in your town or in the city of Spokane, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me today as we looked at our roadmap, where we learned more about the people, the key institutions and programs, the resources, and then just kind of some general observations about workforce development there in Spokane.